I can't go back to normal, or what everybody's idea of normal is, because it sucks. I can't. I wasn't built to live on the earth like this. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. I want to share a bit of hope with you today, but I must first admit that I am not sure if things are as bad today as they were 100 years ago or 50 years ago. I mean, obviously, that is subjective. People, like older people now, will ask, what is stressed about? You know, I've nothing to be stressed about. Back in my day, this, that, the other. And I do not wish to invalidate their pain. Of course, things must have been hard for them back then, but they don't understand that things are extremely hard for us now. But I think that we have reached this level of consciousness. Well, a lot of us have reached this level of consciousness that allows us to say, hey, what we did in the past no longer works. We have tried this way and it clearly isn't sustainable. We need to go this way. We have enough knowledge right now to say no to a lot of things that have been going on for a long time, in an effort to step into a new and better way of living. And I think that everything starts within. I think that you must start with you in order for the earth to be a better place. So for those of us who are fed up, those of us who have mental health struggles, mental health issues, I think that this is really our time to shine. Psychedelics are being looked into for the treatment of depression, because what happens is that it helps you to see reality from a different point of view. It alters your perception of reality and it can broaden your horizons. Not everyone will be open to using psychedelics, using marijuana, and that is okay. But some of us have a third eye that is open, and it really is our responsibility to help others to see what we see. There are even some people who go on trips. There are atheists who go on trips, and after them come off of the trip, they believe in God. Like, that is how mind altering psychedelic experiences can be. For me, schizophrenia has been like a trip. I've had so much experience going insane with edibles that this schizophrenia trip, I'm gonna call it a trip because I navigated it the way how I used to navigate my edibles trips. Only thing, it's extremely long. Like, this is a 2-year long trip, but I've been able to test out the nature of reality, and it's completely different from what I had understood previously. There is more to life than what I was seeing in front of me before. Everything starts with self-awareness. So when I smoked marijuana, I would think about 3 things: God, science, and why I'm so messed up in the head. Or I would think about my mental illnesses and like the origin of it. Like, I would think about my trauma, where certain things came. Like, I would deeply introspect whenever I was high, like mellow high, not edibles high. And it has made me reach this point where I realize that I am one with the earth, I'm one with the universe, and I'm one with everyone around me. I'm not separate from everyone around me. And that took a lot of work on my mental illnesses. I had been struggling with OCD for a very long time. And when I was about 13 or 14, I said to my dad, listen, I need help. Like, I need therapy, because I was battling really badly. And I kept on saying, if these thoughts continue, then I can't just kill myself. If these thoughts persist, then it's gonna just cause me to kill myself. And That's how the OCD and the depression fed into each other, because I was depressed for other reasons, but the OCD made it worse. And my father kind of brushed it off. He was just like, you'll be alright, you don't need therapy. He said I was gonna be okay. So I just had to continue battling. And it was not until I stepped into a psychology class, it's not even that I wanted to know more about psychology and the mind. I wanted credits. I was doing biology as a major, and I stepped into a psychology class, and one of the classes they were talking about OCD, and that was the first time I realized that there are other people out there who think like me. I did not realize that I had a mental illness. I thought there was something wrong with me. I really all of that time up until that class, I thought I was the only one with that problem. And bringing awareness to it made a world of difference to me. Like, now I'm aware that there are people out there who have mental illnesses and have no idea that they have mental illnesses. They're just not aware of it. I mean, I even realize that from certain things my dad says, this man has it, and it is extremely likely that I got it from him. And then when I think back further, his mother seems to have symptoms of it as well, and I guess it was passed down to him. But I'm the one who got it really, really bad, to the point where I wanted to commit suicide because of it. And that brings me to generational trauma. If your life is extremely hard, if you find it harder than your family, if you find it harder than your friends, it is very likely that you are here to heal generational traumas. If you are very self-aware, if you are committed to change, if you're dedicated to making yourself better, it is very likely that things are really, really hard for you, because you are here to break some generational curses. Nothing is Things are hard for you because, let's just call you the chosen one. If we're gonna go all mystical and shit. But that's why you're here. And I'm really sorry if you have to, if you feel like the world is on your shoulders. But yeah, this is what we're doing right now. We're stepping into a new earth, and you are a very, very vital, you are key to us moving into that new earth. You are key to not bringing a lot of these curses, a lot of these traumas into the next generation. So please keep doing what you're doing. One thing that is going to change the world is you changing the way that you think. For example, have you ever considered that the Bible is full of schizophrenics? First of all, do you realize that Genesis is a dream, and that dream is something that people take literally? Like, Moses got a dream which became the creation story, and people take it literally. That is I'm not gonna lie, I find it just very disturbing. Do you realize that somebody like Abraham, who heard a voice which was recognized as the voice of God, he was about to kill his son, and he heard a voice tell him, stop, now I know that you have faith in me. And if Abraham was here and all of that happened now, you would say that this man is mad, and you would have him committed to a mental health institution. Back then, these people did not have the technology that we have now. That they didn't have even a quarter of the knowledge that we have now, and we are basing our lives off of their projections of the mind, because they experienced God through the mind. And it was easier to believe that, I'm not saying that it wasn't God, right? Get this straight. We experienced God through the mind, and their minds were way less evolved than ours are. They had way less experience than we had, and we are still holding on to their beliefs as truth, as the way to go. Don't get me wrong, I love God, but I believe that an intelligent, all-knowing, all-seeing being would have, evolved since then. And seeing that that book is very metaphorical, it is really disturbing to me that we take it extremely literally. Um, as a schizophrenic who has had visions, I know that visions don't come true exactly as you see them. They really do serve as a guide toward a certain outcome. Spirit gives you the vision so that you can go in a certain direction. So I really don't believe that anybody's coming on a white horse to save us. Because I know how visions work. I know psychology. And certain things just don't make sense to me anymore. And it is your responsibility to use the knowledge that you have now to deconstruct all of the stuff that is causing harm in our society. No, I realize that the Bible is used as a method of control. It is used to control people, and a lot of people feel like they know God because they've read the Bible. Like, how, if God created everything, then how can the Bible be the only way that you know about God? How can Christianity be the only way that you experience God? Like, those are harmful thoughts keep us back. They really do keep us back. Neurodivergent people think differently, and I think that is what will propel humanity forward. I mean, a lot of the greats were mentally ill, like Albert Einstein, I think Beethoven as well, Isaac Newton. Those people who had a lot of intelligence, they were neurodivergent, and I don't think mental illness is thought of in that way these days. Like, people who are mentally ill are actually highly intelligent in one way or another. Even children who are seen to have disabilities, they are intelligent in another way, and it's because we have this really close-minded thoughts of what is normal that we're not able to expand as humans, and that really does need to change. I personally, being neurodivergent, I don't understand how neurotypical people think. Like, it blows my mind. Like, it literally, like, how do you not think of certain things? It's insane to me, but that is what is seen as normal. That's what's seen as typical, and I just can't see how neurotypicals can continue running the world, because it's just not working out. Something I realized as it relates to climate change, everybody is pushing the responsibility on big corporations. While it is true that they are really the problem, whose money are they taking? We're the ones keeping them alive. We're the ones who give them our money. And if everything starts with you. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, everything starts with you. And so we say, oh, it's the big corporations. Why? Tell them to stop doing this. Do you think those people are gonna stop? Like, they're literally making money. They will drive us into climate. I don't think people realize that climate change will literally cause hell on earth. Nobody, I don't think that has registered to people. They will literally drive you into hell before they stop making money if you continue to sustain these businesses, because it is your money that is feeding them. It is your money that's keeping the corporations alive. So when you say tell them to stop doing that, and that's how climate change will be, it starts with you. It really does. The mind is the limit, and a lot of people know that, but it's just that they usually set their minds to more material things, like the money mindset. But what you set your mind to is what you get. So imagine if we set our minds to making the earth a better place. Imagine if we cared about the earth enough to make it a better place. We are definitely going to get what we set our minds to, a better earth. Personally, I was pre-COVID, I was going to school I was working in a toxic, disgusting environment, and I was battling depression, all while still being on the dean's list. And it made me question myself. I used to ask myself, if I can do all of this, what is my mind capable of doing? And I mean, during the pandemic, I kind of lived to almost regret asking myself that question, because um, I I chose to battle schizophrenia without medication, because the medication uh, made me feel like I was fighting my body, and it made me fat. Like, it made me eat too much, and I said, I'm not continuing with this, especially since I knew that nothing actually was. I knew that my problems were trauma based. I knew that I wasn't as crazy as they were making me seem, you know. And so I decided that I'm gonna battle this without medication. It's been extremely rough, but I feel like I'm on the other side of that battle now, because I'm I read a lot. I decided to use knowledge to combat this, and schizophrenia is associated with shamanism. Like, people are, anyways, that's a different story. I realized that we are going back to normal right now, and I don't know if I'm the only one who realizes that normal wasn't working out for us before. In normal, I can't go back to normal, or what everybody's idea of normal is, because it sucks. I can't. I wasn't built to live on the earth like this. But I know that I've changed a lot over the course of the pandemic. So if it's me for better change now, then so be it, because I can't go back to what this world seems to deem as normal or acceptable. It's just, I can't do it. So just remember that you are very important to this world, and you are the change that you want to see in this world.